Wait. Okay. Jab, uppercut, hook, roll.
No, he got the boxing skills and the ability to, do whatever he wants in the ring. And it's gonna be very hard to beat the skills that he possesses and the smarts that he has. And given the opportunity, I think he can pose a great threat to everybody in the division. And be the last man standing given the opportunity.
Spence Jr. turned heads with an intense padwork session as he ramps up preparations with former rival Terence Crawford, showcasing sharp combinations, explosive power, and renewed determination ahead of his mega fight with Tszyu. Crawford believes a showdown with Tszyu would be a massive attraction, saying it has all the ingredients to become a blockbuster fight. This is the biggest fight in boxing right now. This is the fight that everybody been yearning for years. One of the biggest fights in the past decade that I can think of. So yeah, it's pretty big. Errol Spence appears fully committed to his comeback, working in training camp with renewed energy under a new training team and trainer Ronnie Shields. After openly admitting that his preparation for the last fight was disorganized, Spence says the focus this time has been on getting back to the fundamentals that made him a world champion. His training footage shows the renewed energy in the camp. The former unified champion also believes the 3-year layoff has allowed his body to heal while giving him a fresh mental outlook. With a new team in his corner and a renewed sense of purpose, Spence is determined to prove he remains one of boxing's elite and silence any doubts surrounding his return against Tszyu. He isn't just training to beat Tim, he's training to conquer the boxing world. One hand left after suffering the toughest defeat of his career against Crawford, Errol is returning with a renewed sense of purpose. Spence says the long layoff has helped him recover both physically and mentally, reigniting the hunger that drove him to the top of the sport. Determined to silence the doubters, he is promising to give everything he has against Tszyu and show that one disappointing night does not define his legacy. My motto is, I'm the big fish, I'm the shark in the ocean. Put me in there with other sharks. I want my fans to see that I'm facing a real champion, a real fighter who just as hungry as me, the big fish. The most recent moniker put Spence's doubters on notice as he claimed his place in the welterweight sea. But just because it's time to eat doesn't mean he will take his next prey for granted. If I lose, it will be because he's better than me. It wouldn't be just because I didn't train 100% or I wasn't focused. I feel undistracted, but I just feel like another fighter can't beat me. Spence's recent training footage highlights impressive speed, timing, and punching power. Speaking about Crawford, Spence Jr. said working alongside his longtime rival has always been beneficial because they share great chemistry in the gym. According to Spence, every session is highly competitive with both fighters constantly challenging each other to improve. He explained that they bring out the best in one another, pushing each other beyond their limits and helping sharpen every aspect of their game. Spence believes that kind of high-level work is difficult to find elsewhere, making every round valuable preparation for future fights. Couldn't think of a better scenario. He's a great fighter, I'm a great fighter. This fight, it's happening now. I think it's happening at a great time. Terence is my dancing partner. I feel like we're going to make each other great. Crawford also admits working alongside Errol Spence Jr. in training has been a positive experience, praising the intensity and competitiveness they bring to every session. According to Crawford, they constantly push each other to their limits, creating the kind of high-level work that helps both fighters improve. He believes iron sharpens iron, and training with an elite opponent like Spence forces each of them to elevate their skills, conditioning, and mental toughness. It's great because we hold each other accountable. Like today, I'm like, man, but he like, man, come on, like, all right, let's go, And those are the moments that is defining in a fight, where those last rounds that your body is telling but your mind is like, let's go, so it all works out. Errol Spence Jr. has built his reputation on relentless pressure, punishing body attacks, and exceptional physical strength. And his current training camp has focused on refining those trademark qualities. Coaches have emphasized improving his conditioning, footwork, and punch accuracy while maintaining the aggressive style that has made him one of boxing's most respected fighters. Training sessions have also centered on increasing his explosiveness and ability to break opponents down over the course of a fight. Spence knows he cannot afford to fade late in the fight, especially after years outside the ring. So conditioning has reportedly become one of the central focuses of camp. If I didn't train as hard, it's going to dawn on me during fight night. I'm kind of like a worry freak. It's only your fault when somebody exploits you and bring out that weakness that you already knew you had. But you didn't change the results of it. It's better to do it now and not have to worry about your legs getting tired. Fight in the fight 'cause fight too late. I'm doing everything. Training hard, sparring hard, running hard. Meanwhile, Crawford is sure that Spence has everything needed to defeat Tszyu and expects him to come out victorious. Crawford praised Spence's experience, ring IQ, toughness, and ability to perform under pressure, saying those qualities make him a dangerous opponent for anyone. He believes Spence's disciplined preparation and determination will give him a strong advantage once the opening bell rings. While acknowledging Tszyu's talent and power, Crawford feels Spence has faced a higher level of competition throughout his career. According to Crawford, if Spence executes his game plan, he has every chance of securing an impressive victory. I think it's going to be good. I got a little wager backed, for my boy Ty. He got Tam, I got Errol, but I think it'd be a good fight for both of them at this stage in their career. And why are you confident that you win that bet with Tszyu? Why Errol in the fight? Well, I'm not, 100% confident. I just know, with the caliber of fighter that Errol is, Just like I know the caliber fighter of Tim, I think both of them have taken a lot of damage in their career so far. But I just think, Errol skill-wise just edging. Errol believes this fight will play a defining role in how his career is remembered, viewing it as the perfect opportunity to reestablish himself among boxing's elite. After facing setbacks, he remains determined to prove that he still possesses the skill, heart, and championship mentality that made him one of the sport's most respected fighters. Spence knows a convincing victory would silence critics and open the door to more high-profile matchups. He has embraced the challenge with complete focus, insisting that moments like these define great champions and provide the motivation needed to deliver a career-reviving performance inside the ring. Question not just from me, but from the world, specifically Australia, how you doing? I'm doing great, can't complain. Been spending a lot of time with my family and ready to get back in it. You say you've been spending a lot of time with your family. Oh, we haven't seen you in the ring. We've seen a little bit of stuff come up in terms of you training. How have you been spending your time since you haven't been in the ring? Tell us a little bit about Errol since we seen him last. I definitely been training, but the pure focus has been on my family. Just enjoying life, traveling. Enjoying the sports of the rewards of me winning them. Me winning world championships and being successful in boxing. So I just wanted to sit back and enjoy my loved ones and just give them a great time and give them my full attention. So just developing memories, and I'm excited to be back. Errol Spence, Jr. and Terence Crawford had one of boxing's defining rivalries with their undisputed welterweight showdown becoming one of the sport's biggest modern events. However, Tszyu isn't expecting to face the same Errol Spence Jr., who suffered a one-sided defeat to Terence Crawford. Tim said Spence did not appear to be at his physical peak during that fight and expects a much sharper opponent this time around. After nearly 3 years away from the ring, Tszyu thinks the extended layoff may have allowed Spence to recover from past injuries. refresh both mentally and physically, and rediscover the qualities that made him a dominant world champion. Even so, Tszyu insists he is preparing for the very best version of Spence, rather than focusing on the disappointing Crawford performance. He has repeatedly said the biggest question is whether Spence still has the same hunger and desire after such a long absence from competition. Tszyu expects a dangerous, motivated opponent and is treating the bout as one of the toughest challenges of his career. What type of fighter do you expect besides the, Because of the fact that he hasn't been in the ring for 3 years, And he chose this time to come back and fight you in your backyard. Yeah, I think he's refreshed, rejuvenated. I hope he is. When he fought Terence Crawford, I felt like he looked a bit dizzy, so I don't know. So hopeful.